Hello, I'm Reece. I'm joined with Cynthia Erivo. Hi,
Hello,
welcome.
hi, thank you.
We're here with Audible at
Yes,
Sundance,
indeed.
and I wanted to talk to you because you're very familiar with Audible.
Yes, indeed, I am. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you yourself have done some work with them,
Yes.
and I kind of wanted to ask you about that. What was that like?
Oh, it was lovely. I love doing audiobooks and I love doing audio series just because I like being able to play in that space and use my voice in a different way. That was really, really fun.
I wanted to ask about that
Yes.
because you are a multifaceted woman.
Yes.
You are in so many fields, but I wanted to talk about the voice aspect of it because whether it's on stage, on screen, or on the phone, or wherever you're listening,
Yes.
I kind of wanted to know how your performance changes work to work.
Yeah, I mean, so it depends on what we're doing. If we're singing as a character, you have to find out what that character is like, what they do, what their vocal quality could be like, because it might not be the same as mine. And when I'm on stage singing just as me and singing songs, my main focus is trying to give the story as fully as I possibly can and as truthfully as I can. And usually that means connecting it to my own life experiences
Gotcha.
and what I know about that. And when it's story, it really is about trying to soothe the reader. I want the reader to be engaged in the story and the book and whatever it might be, but also find it a pleasure to have me in their ears because I'm going to be with them for a few hours.
I was going to say for at
Yeah.
least a few hours,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
specifically for 1984, do you want
Yes.
to talk about what that process was like?
It was interesting because we had a wonderful director who was working with us, but we never met each other. So it was myself and
Oh,
Andrew
really?
Garfield. We were never in the same room at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So it was about listening to what he had already recorded and trying to make sure that my responses were right for what he had already given.
Gotcha.
Making sure that we felt like we were in the same space.
So you're
Yeah.
that's acting off of someone who's already decided
Yes,
the performance.
yes, that's right. But also, what's wonderful about Andrew is that he kind of left the room for me to decide in spaces as well.
Interesting.
I don't know how, but he managed to do that, and I loved recording 1984. It was like so thrilling, and it's like gritty and dangerous. But there's like I loved this character. Just she was so sure of herself, clever. But that change that they have to go through at the end is just really heartbreaking. And I loved being able to put my acting chops on without you being able to see my face or see what I was feeling. You had to hear it all from the voice, which I loved.
Gotcha. Are there any books or anything that you're currently reading that you would like to lend your voice to?
Oh,
It doesn't even have to be what you're reading right now. It could be genuinely anything throughout history.
I'd like to do the Narnia Chronicles.
That would be really cool.
I think that could be fun.
That would be really fun.
And I've done some like Jane Austen, so I'd love to do that. And like some more like English classical Regency period things. I'd like to read a couple of those.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And even if you weren't to lend your voice, is there anything that you'd like to just give a little shout out to that you are reading, that you've read in the past, or that you've listened to that you really liked?
So I'm currently reading Onyx Storm because it's part of that.
Ah, okay.
Currently reading Onyx Storm.
Gotcha.
I just started reading it because I've read the other two books and I'm obsessed with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going through. There's a book called Familiaris that I have to go back to. It's a big epic tale that just has sort of caught my heart. It's vacillating between. I never read one book alone. I always go.
You're
read-
oscillating
I
between
oscillate
genres
yeah.
and okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's
How is
what I'm-
Onyx Storm?
So far, so good. I knew exactly where I was when we dropped in.
Perfect.
So I'm very pleased with it.
Okay,
right
I've
now.
only read Fourth Wing, so I have not.
Oh, you haven't read the second book yet?
I haven't read the second book.
Okay.
I bought the second book,
Come
and
on.
it's just been staring at me, and
Pick it up. You have
yeah,
to read it.
I've just gone back to horror, and I was
Okay.
actually, I've been debating reading Wicked
Okay.
because it's very different. I've heard that.
Well, I'll say this. Wait a second to read or listen. Are you reading or listening?
Both. It depends. I like to read when I'm on planes, but I listen when I'm on the subway.
Okay. Wait for a second to listen.
Okay. You're putting down something. I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I
Okay.
will wait. I will
Okay.
go straight to
Yeah, go
what's
to,
it called?
go to the book first.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wanted to know the speed that you listen to audiobooks on.
Oh, one.
Good. Thank you.
One.
I've been
Any slower is too slow, and any faster feels like they sound like chipmunks. You do-
2x speed is
How? Who's listening on
insane.
2x
Who's doing
speed?
I-
Who? I want to hear like the actual voice of the person. I want to hear the timbre. I want to hear like the emotion. You can't hear that at 2x speed.
And as an actress, I'm sure you're not
You-
hoping that
no.
your performance is.
yeah, you do.
Thank you.
And I think it ruins it just a little bit. Occasionally, if you really have to, a 1.25 is acceptable.
We'll
But
allow it.
one is where you want to be. One is where you want to be. Don't do 2x, please. Don't do that.
You heard it here first.
You're ruining it for yourself.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.